Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today we are going to be creating a wreath. I have my brown clay already rolled out and conditioned. And the first thing I want to do is make a large noodle. So I'm basically going to make my base at this point. And this is going to be an ornament. So if you want to make earrings or something along those lines, you would have to make this much, much smaller. So this will be my base. And let's see, how big do we want to make this ornament? I think that's a nice size for to hang on my window. Yeah, I think that would be good. So I'm actually going to create it right on my mat that I will stick in my oven. So let me get my pieces put together real nice. So I want to make sure everything is connected. So I'm going to smooth my clay out. And it does not, honestly, it does not have to be a perfect circle. You just want to kind of get it close. Let me check something out quick. I want to see. I'm actually going to bring my tray right over that is going to go in my toaster oven. And the reason being is because I need to have it completely set and ready to go right in there. All right, so that's where my pieces are going to be. So try to get it the best you can as a circle, but like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm just going to press it down. That way I'm keeping the area that I need my mat to be. Then I'm going to get another noodle and we're going to start making skinnier vines here. And it may seem a little strange, but trust the process, okay guys? And please don't go stressing about your noodles. Make them as wonky as they need to be. Don't make sure, I mean, you don't have to stress about them being perfect because vines are not perfect. So I'm actually going to start up here. Go here. And I'm going to take my ball tool and I want to make sure that my little twig, branch, vine, whatever you want to call it, is attached. And we're going to cut it right off there. And yes, we are going to bake it that crazy. And let me get this part. I like my edges to be pointy. So we'll attach that one there. Normally, I would wrap my clay around right away, but it doesn't come out as nice. So this time, I am going a little bit different, and I am going to attempt to do it after it's baked. So we are going to be doing something fun and different. And the biggest thing right now is just making sure your pieces are attached nicely. And let's see, about right there. And all these are going to be flexible after they bake. So it doesn't have to be in any certain position or anything like that. We just need them to fit. And we want different sizes to give us texture. I want to make this kind of as realistic as possible. That's kind of my goal at this point. We're going to use this for a small one. I want my main branches to be a little bit thicker. So this big one has to be thick, and these ones we want a little thick. So and whatever you don't want sticking to your clay right off the bat, make sure it is not touching, because if it bakes on there, it's stuck, guys. That a little pointier. I want my edges to be nice and pointy. And then we're going to stick leaves on here, and we're going to have some fun. I'm going to make this piece a fun piece. I love fall time, and I thought making a little wall piece or a window piece was such a cute idea, because I haven't done one for a very long time. And you could do something similar to this for summer. You could do this for winter, spring, all kinds of different things. So don't limit yourself to just fall for this particular wreath. So now you can see we have all our little tree branches connecting. You can see I have everything kind of spaced apart. We don't have anything overly touching, and we do not want it overly touching. Oh, see, that's all. I don't know why. There we go. And I'm going to do one more. This is just like, if your clay kind of feels like it's going to crumble, that means you have air in there. So just kind of re-roll it. You don't want air in your piece, because it's not going to be a solid piece, and it's just not going to work nicely for you. And I'm going to do it right here in the middle, because I want this to be really full. I want to be able to wrap this and have this nice and full. Okay, so we have our main thing done. Now, put that off to the side. We're going to get our yellow, and we only need a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red. And I'm going to run this through my pasta machine, okay? So let me run this through my pasta machine. All right, so then we have this beautiful reddish orange. And I am going to make little balls out of this. So they're going to be like teardrops, all right? Every time you see a wreath, what do we see on there? We see like little dots, not dots, but little like teardrops on there. And they look super cute. So that's what we are going to do. I may just make a noodle. I didn't want it to be like a bright red. So adding the yellow gives it that little extra like fall color. And then we are going to roll them into little shapes like that. All right. So roll it into a circle and then one side. It's kind of what we always see on every wreath that we see in the stores. I don't know what they are. Maybe some kind of little berry or something. I don't know, but they're pretty. So I'm going to add them. And do one more. Let's bring this back over. Oops. And then we're going to start laying them out. And I'm just going to put them all over. And I don't want to like kind of indent them too much. I just want to make sure they're stuck on there. Remember, we don't want to put too many on because we're going to be adding our leaves after it's baked. So we just want a little color. Oh, that one's really big. And I just kind of tore that section. Okay, that one's too big. Let's cut that one. And all right, so I think we're pretty good there. So whatever these little red things are, this one's a fatty. I don't like that one either. That one's too fat. Feel like we could get 2 out of this one. And let's do one right here. All right, so now I'm gonna bake this 275 for a ½ hour, and then we're going to start working on our leaves while this bakes. All right, so I'm gonna take out my mold here. And I may, I'm not sure yet, end up using my micro cutter. But I know I just want to use these tiny little ones here. So my micro cutter may not be needed. And to test my stuff out, I want to know how my mica powder is going to work on my dark color. So I'm going to test this out first. And just see if my colors come out as nice as I want them. Because I want orange and I want green. And sometimes when you do it on the dark color, it comes out a different color. Let's try our red. All right, I think my dark color will work. So let me put these all off to the side so I don't accidentally spill them. And then we're going to use my brown clay, and we are going to start doing our molds. And I like to really just open up my mold here and push that clay right in there. And make sure that I'm actually getting the shape. And then I'll just take my blade and trim it. And then I get this beautiful little leaf. So I'm going to make a bunch of these. And when I'm done making them, I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do with the mica powder. All right, so I have my leaves done. I think that should be plenty. Our next step is to get our pumpkins ready. I have my pumpkin cutter, and I do want to add a couple tiny little pumpkins. That I definitely want to do. I get my different oranges here. So I actually like this orange much better than this. I believe this is called burnt orange. So that is what I'm going to use. Okay. Get my little bit of saran wrap. And the reason I'm using saran wrap is because I like to have the bubbled look. And the saran wrap just kind of ends up bubbling your piece up, which makes it look so much nicer. Alrighty. That should be plenty of little pumpkins. Alrighty. Put that back in my bag. And now I'm going to start putting my mica powder on. So first I want to kind of just add a little bit to my small pumpkins because I want some shine on the small ones. I want to make sure that they're down on my tile. I don't want no mica powder underneath them. If I get mica powder underneath them, they're not going to stick well. So pretty. I actually think I'm going to add this right to my big one too because I like the mica powder. This gives it that little extra sparkle. And I'll put a little green on the stem. Just on the big ones. I'm not going to worry about the little ones. And I'm just going to brush the top off, and then let's do our stems. Look how pretty. All right, so now for our leaves, I like to just kind of go all over. So I'm not going to do any specific way. I'm just going to dab it. And where it goes, it goes. All right. Clean that brush off. Let's do our red. And trust me, it will all get blended real nice. I'm just going to do the first bit. And the orange is going to blend everything together. All right. Brush that off again. And now for our orange. And then we kind of just rub it all together. That's kind of what I do. And then I'm getting a little of everything. And I think the brown clay was perfect because it is going to keep my stuff a little bit darker, which is perfect for fall. All right. So everything looks like it's pretty well done. And now we just need to wait for our piece to get out of the oven, and then we can start putting everything together. So let your piece completely bake, completely cool off, and then we will return. My piece is out of the oven, so now we're going to take it off our mat. Everything is cooled off, and what we need to do is start wrapping it. We want to just take our pieces and wrap them. And you can see how flexible everything is. All right. So once you have all your pieces where you want them, I'm happy with that. I like that whole area. So this is going to be my bottom. I have my clay adhesive. Start laying things out to just kind of get an idea how I want my stuff. So this is going to be my main part right here, and I'm thinking 2 little pumpkins right there would look super cute. So let's do my clay adhesive. Let's just kind of lay those out there. And I think a little, yeah, I think a little leaf there would be perfect. I don't like that one. I'm actually going to cut that off. That's bothering me. I don't like that sticking out. And this one too. I don't like that sticking out. So I'm going to cut that as well. There we go. All right, so now we're going to start laying our stuff all over. So I'm just going to put little dots in different areas where I think I would like leaves, and kind of go with the flow. Let's just start laying things out. See what we think. I love these type of projects because you could really just kind of do what you want. There's no wrong or right. Put a big one there. And then I'm gonna put some glue right on my table, and then as I need it, I'm just gonna stick my little leaves right in there. And I got my little pumpkins. Let's get our big leaves first. Let's do one facing this direction. One more. This area right here is where I'm going to hang my ribbon, so I want to leave that open. I don't want to put too much there. And one more we'll put down there. Okay, so look how adorable that is so far. Is that not adorable? I think that's so cute. All right, let me clean this little mess up. Now we're going to start putting our pumpkins on. And our pumpkins, I kind of want to make sure that I'm only putting them in certain areas. So let me see. I'm thinking one little one right here would look cute. At this point, I want to fill in like all these little extra areas that are open. All right, we can fix anything that might move out of place afterwards. Let's do this one here. And I'm kind of mushing them down just a bit before I place them on. This one, I kind of messed that one up. I don't like that one. I think that is beyond adorable. I absolutely love that. So I know my ribbon's going right there. So I don't want anything there. I actually want to move my leaves just slightly because I have a feeling this one is going to be right in the way of that ribbon because I want it right in the middle. All right, so there is our wreath so far. I absolutely love how this is coming out. Next, we are going to put this back in the oven, half hour, all Primo clay, 275, and then we will return and finish this off. All right, guys, so my piece is out of the oven. It cooled off. I did glaze it with my Sculpey satin glaze. I have little areas that are still wet, but I want to finish this video, so I am going to show you the very last step. So once it comes out, you let it completely cool. You put your glaze or gloss on, and then we are going to finish it off with a beautiful little bow right at the top. See if I can make it look nice. Hopefully. It's a little hard when it's that far away from me. And let me get this little guy here. Pull those down. You would think by now I would get better scissors for my craft stuff. And there we go. We have this beautiful wreath. I actually want to bring this bow down just a slight. Let me bring this down just slightly. There, I want that bow right there. There we go. That looks much better. There we go. All right, I'm happy with that. So there is our wreath. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.